For joining me today. I've got a couple of browsers open. I'm kind of surfing the web a little bit, and I'm doing sort of an optimization check of the channel using a different browser than I'm logged in on. So I wanted to let you know that there are 45 days to the California first year law students exam, which is coming up October 25th this year. And this content is pretty much timeless, but from time to time, they will update rules and laws and things like that, or even protocols and procedures. So if it's past October 25th, 2022, you might want to go check what the current status quo is. This year, they're going to be giving it online, and I guess they anticipate um, that would be the best course of action. So, I have been creating this supplement to the Emerson Bar Review, and I'm going to go ahead. This is number 8. I put the 8 there. I should probably put it in the front so it's easier to see. But I made a torts playlist and then a general pep talk at the beginning about reviews and strategies. So I'm starting with torts. I think I'm going to move over to contracts and then criminal law. So, I don't know, 45 days, 6 weeks. I'll do the best I can to get as much in it. Maybe I'll just start playlists for each subject and do the broad, narrow overview and then get to the more narrow subjects. But I'm going to do a quick practice old question. This is in the playlist for Emerson. He has, let's see if I can find that. Okay, so I'm going to be working on a 9 playlist. Now this is not going to go in the 9 in the EBR review. Okay, this is going to be in a general bar type of playlist. I'll go look at my playlist and see if I can stick it in one of them. But it's not going to be in this playlist. This playlist is specifically for general ideas for torts, essay, and strategies for multiple choice. And what I'm going to do is, okay, here's the EBR. Wait, maybe this is it. Yeah, this is it. Okay. So this is the Emerson Bar Review Torts playlist. And if you look in the playlist, some of these subjects, if you look here, here's the full playlist. See when it's blue like that? Click on that and it takes you to the full one. The full one has the civil procedure, all this other stuff. Now the audio is not so great and the rendering in here. And what I'm doing is I'm adding to some of this and then I'm cutting some out and I'm talking a little bit faster. So what I'm doing is I'm supplementing these. So the idea is that you go over this stuff if you have the time. And or if something's not clear, you can jump over to the corresponding expanded list that I made. I'll give you an example. Like, okay, he doesn't have what he doesn't have in his discussion on causation and the duty and negligence and all that. He does not have. He just names the case. He doesn't have information on the case. So what I did is I expanded on that, and I break it down in a way that might be easier to understand because some people get hung up on causation. What is this causation? What's the difference between actual and proximate? Sometimes people have trouble with that. So I kind of go through this And then another thing is I show some relevant literature, and I also talk about the cases so that you can understand uh, how it relates to other cases and how you can cite these cases in your essays. So this is to make like a really winning essay. Now, I took a real essay, see, real bar essay golf case, and then I read it off. And when I did that, I kind of explained a little. But so with this, he doesn't have the actual essays, but he talks about them, and he doesn't go that in depth about it because evidently there's supposed to be supplemental material with this, which I can't find. So I've been finding the different essays, and I found this one essay about this blade co, and I could read it off, I guess. But one of the things you do is you want to get familiar with the different ideas. This is a products liability essay from February 1997. Peters, a suburban homeowner, decided to resurface the bricks and concrete area surrounding his pool. He purchased from Humco, a local improvement store, a concrete cutter manufactured by Conco, which had a blade manufactured by Blade Co. He then took the concrete cutter home and assembled it in following instructions provided by Conco. The blade that Peters purchased was clearly labeled wet, although no instructions or warnings came with the blade. Conco included several warnings throughout the instructions to the concrete cutter stating, if using a wet blade, frequently water the blade and surface being cut to avoid risk of blade degradation. No other warnings relating to the blade were included with the concrete cutter. Peters began cutting the concrete with the concrete cutter without using water. Less than 5 minutes into the job, he noticed the cutter was vibrating excessively. He turned the machine off by hitting the kill switch located near the blade at the bottom of the cutter with his right foot. The cutter's handle did not have a kill switch. After carefully examining the concrete cutter and blade, Peters became convinced nothing was wrong and continued to operate it. Nevertheless, within seconds, the concrete cutter again began vibrating violently. As Peters reached with his right foot to hit the kill switch again, the blade broke into pieces, forced off the cutter's safety guard, spiraled into Peters' right foot, and caused permanent injuries. Now, here's the bar question. On what theory or theories might Peters recover damages from, and what defenses may he reasonably raise? So you want to break it down into Conco, Blade Co, and Humco. So this is a real bar question, and it's an old one, and it's from February. But I would not be surprised if it wouldn't show up on the baby bar, because I actually looked through a lot of the baby bar questions and the regular bar, and I saw some of the regular bar type questions on the baby bar, almost word for word. Some of them had the same exact fact pattern, but they changed a few names around, a few things around, but it was pretty much the same things they were looking for. So with all that said, if you read old exams and you look at how they've been correctly answered, passing answers, and then do practice questions, you should do really well. The big thing is sitting down and devoting a lot of time to it, because this takes a lot of time, a lot of practice. You know, you wouldn't think that you can play the piano overnight. Maybe you can learn a few tunes, but to really compose a beautiful piece of music, it takes a lot of practice and dedication. With all that said, I want to thank you for listening, and I will be expanding on the warranty, and I believe I'm going to try to jump over defamation next. All right, thanks for your time and attention. Bye.